right. So we are going to start on our backs. Knees are bent. Soles of your feet on the floor. And we're going to start with just a little 360 breathing. So as you lay on the floor, you might take your hands and take your thumb behind your back and your fingers around the front. And start to inhale and exhale and notice how the sides of your body expand as you inhale and relax as you exhale. Here comes my froggy voice. Inevitably. So notice the expansion through your ribcage. For a couple rounds of breath. And now on your next inhale, I want you to think about trying to push your low back toward the floor with your breathing. So don't push into the floor, simply expand your breath enough that you can touch the floor with your low back. And release. And all the while, you're inhaling and exhaling through your nose. So it's like a little game. You're trying to tap the floor with your low back. Beautiful. Now, let's take your feet as wide apart as the mat, so your knees are still bent. And what I'd like you to do here, let's start with our right leg. Just start to take your right knee in toward the center, like you're trying to bring it down toward the floor. And then back up. And I can touch you, Joey, because we live in the same house. So all the way. See how far in. Keep your hip on the floor. And then come back. And then switch to the other leg. Now, can you do this without lifting your hip up? How far toward the floor can you bring that knee without taking your hip off the ground? Maybe enough of a stretch so that you can feel a little something, something in the outside of your hip. Just play with that a little bit. Notice what you notice. Christy's got me. And then let's bring our knees back up to center. And we're going to take our legs to a 90-degree angle. So you're laying on your back, your feet come up to a 90-degree angle. Your legs are together. So during this, well, let me reserve that. So right now, let's keep our feet together and bring our knees out wide. And then bring our knees back together, glue your thighs like they're one bit, and take your feet out. And come back. Knees come out wide again. Bring your knees back together. And then rotate. You're internally rotating your hips to get those feet to come out to the side. So just play with this a little bit. Practice, see how far you can bring your legs apart notice what you're feeling. We're targeting our glutes here. Couple more rounds. You should be one more round. All right, go ahead and relax for a minute. If you want to take your knees around in a circle, get those hips going a little bit while I check out what's happening here. I want to see my feet. All right. Let's come back through center, feet on the floor for the moment. And grab your strap. Does everybody have a strap? Yeah, let's come out to the sun a little bit more so they can see me. So lay back, take your left leg long, and we're going to take our right foot up toward the ceiling. Now I know there are different degrees of hamstring engagement and looseness here, so let's just play with that a little bit. So pull on the strap, and just push up into that strap and release. Pull up again and release. And one more time. Now, can you pull and straighten your knee as much as possible and start to pull that foot toward your head, which is an over-exaggeration. You're never going to get this. Notice what you feel in your hamstring here. You feel that engagement? Now, from here, push up your ball of your foot. Give a little bit of a tug on that strap. And release. Not all the way. Push up through the ball of your foot. And release. Let's do that one more time. And release. So let's just give ourselves a little treat here. Pull on that strap a little bit. Maybe take both sides of your right hand. Stretch for the other side. And come back to center. And let's go over to the other side. Stretch the outside line of the right hip. And back up to center. And then let's let that right leg down and come up. So we'll start with just bending and straightening. See how your hamstrings feel today. When you feel like you can take that leg almost straight or as straight as possible for you, then start to pull that foot a little closer to your face. You should really feel something down the back line in your hamstring. And then you can release a little bit and start to push up your ball of your foot. Down and push up and down. One more time, push up and hold this one. And release. Now a little treat, let that leg come up to the side. Little stretch. Switch hands. then come on back up through center, release your foot, and then come on to you guys in the room. Go ahead and face forward. You're going to come into a side plank. Grab your ball. Grab your little ball and bend both of your knees a little bit. Take that ball and I want you to stick it behind your knee and squeeze it. And then bring your leg back down to where it was. We're going to do some hip hard. I know most of you are familiar with that. So let's open that knee toward the ceiling like you're trying to turn your knee toward the ceiling. And when you get your knee up as high as you can, turn your foot toward behind you. Bring that leg down as you push back into extension of your foot. And then we're going to reverse directions. Kick your heel back. Up toward the ceiling. And then bring it down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Turn your knee in. Other way. There you go. Now push back like you're trying to stick the wall behind you. And then come down. And then reverse. You don't need a ball. That was not good. All right. Play with that just for a minute. It doesn't have to be perfect. What we're trying to do here is feel a sensation in our hip. And I realize that for men, their hips are not mobile, except for Joey, because he's special. And just see how it feels. Maybe you try moving your knee in a different direction. Coming up. How does that feel? And then let's just come back down. Go ahead and stack your knees again. Actually, I want you to stack your hips. And I'm sitting up like this. Feel free to come down so I can see what you're doing. And you might take your legs a little bit straighter. Just a little bend in your knee. And then we're going to bend the top knee. You don't have to use the top knee, but you can. And we're going to move this knee towards the ground. Christina, this one. And then come back, reach your toe behind you. Try not to roll back. And I'm going to give you a special propping thing to help you with that. And see if you can touch. So go ahead and go forward. Now, this time when you come back, you don't want to knock down that block. Okay? So come back. Just touch the toe like you're a beautiful ballerina. You want to just barely touch the floor. And then bring that knee forward. Touch. There you go. Now can you speed that up a little bit? Get a little heat going. Play around. Very natural. I'm trying to roll your hips up. Try to keep your hips stacked. There you go. Alright, let's flip to the other side. You guys want to look at the camera that's fire and turn with your head in the middle. Now we're going to start again with those hip cards. So if you want a little extra something, try to keep your butt. So you're going to grab that ball and keep it behind your knee. Fly away. All right. So start to lift that knee up and out. And then when you get to the top, rotate so that your heel is coming back. Extension through that top line. And then kick back, come up and around. My stars here. It's Chrissy, she brought it all up. So take your time, it doesn't have to be perfect, we just want to get a little motion going to warm up our hips. How are you guys doing? Okay, that's great. Claire, you had practice. Little bit more. And then when you're done with this last one, go ahead and take the ball away. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit. Place that block behind you if you have a tendency to roll your hips. Alright, so bend that knee, start to reach behind you with your toes or bring that knee forward. And then point your toes and touch behind. Reach on the ceiling with the knee. There you go. Makes it a little easier. So you're rolling in your hip socket basically here. And then you reach up, toes down. So then if you feel like you've got that down, see if you can speed it up a little bit. Get a little beat going in that hip. Couple more rounds. Be knocked over and blocked. Good. All right, let's go back to center and finish this last one. And go ahead and roll back onto the back. Set yourself up like you're moving into bridge position. So heels in line with your glutes. And we're just going to play for a minute here. If you have socks on, you want to take them off because you're not going to be able to slide around. And we're going to play a little bit with your butt cheeks, for lack of a better term. So what I want you to do is first think about engaging your right cheek. So squeeze your right glute. And then release it. Squeeze your left. And release it. And then just go back and forth. What do you notice? Is it harder to squeeze one than the other? Yeah, it is for me. So that one that's harder to squeeze, for me it's the left. Is the one you need to call on and work a little bit. So we're going to come up into bridge. So push down into your whole foot. Lift your hips up. And then I want you to continue squeezing one cheek and then the other. And one and then the other. Try not to let your hips fall down. You will lift and push into your feet. Now squeeze them both. Hold it. And then slowly lower down. Now we're going to get on here. I want you to take and walk your feet one footstep out. And then lift up the balls of your feet and dig your heels. Yeah. We're going to come back up into bridge. Lift up your hips. Squeeze both glutes. Now pull your heels back towards your booty. And hold. And then lower your hips. Walk your, it's working. Walk your feet out a little bit more. Toes are still pointing up toward the ceiling. And now we're going to lift up our hips again. Squeeze both your glutes and pull your heels back. Are you feeling this in your hamstring? Can you lift your hips up a little bit higher? And go ahead and lower. We're going to come out one more leg. Can you bring your legs so that they're almost straight? Dig in with your heel. Lift up your hips. Pull your heels back. Kind of like this now. And lower. All right. Now we have to walk our feet back. No, not that. Not that either. No. This time, you may have to walk them in a little bit. I want you to come up onto the balls of your feet and lift your heels off the floor. Okay? So the farther away you are, it's a little bit higher or a little bit harder, and you may not notice that your heels are off the floor very much. But feel that engagement and lift your hips up, and then exactly every time that happens to me every time. Get a nice cramp. Now pull back towards your glutes. Cramping is cool. Go ahead and lower. You can walk your feet back in a little bit more. Like that one. You can use it. All right. Go ahead and lift up. Pull back. Hold. And lower. Last one. Walk back so like you're in a regular bridge position. Push into the balls of your feet. Lift up. Squeeze your glutes and pull back towards your shoulders. And lower. Go ahead and lift them underneath, side to side. Work out those cramps. And then go ahead and pop yourself up to a comfortable seat. Aren't you glad you said you felt today? My friend Drew, I will turn you on. A wonderful. Let's sit tall. And we're going to just do a little stretching here. Arms come out and up. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the center. Let's reach up one more time. Nice big breath. This time as you exhale, let's take your right hand across your left thigh. Left arm behind you, little twist. Inhale, back up overhead. And twist in the other direction. Great guys doing. Look great. Excuse me, back up your center. Left hand comes to the floor. Push into your right glute and reach with that right hand. Flip that bun off the floor. Come back up your center, both arms. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches. Both arms come up. Hands come forward. Let's come back to a tabletop. Now if you slushy knees and you need a blanket on your knee, go ahead. How's your knee? Good? Okay. Walk your hands back a little bit so they're underneath your shoulder. All right. We're going to warm up our wrists and down a little bit. So what I'd like you to do here is just start to rock your body around in a circle over your wrist. Taking a big movement. Roll forward of your wrist. I want to spend a lot of time on this, but keep your elbows straight. And then switch direction. Great. Now let's come back to the center. And from here, I'd like you to come up, lift the palm up so that you're coming off your palm. You've got a little bend going in this part of your hand. And then go back down. And down. 2 more times. Come up. And lower. Last time. Let's hold this one for a couple seconds. And then come on down. So your hands are now flat on the floor, and you can sit back a little bit, because this is really hard, and it takes some time to work up to. What I'd like you to do is just bending from your wrist. You're going to tap. Elbows stay straight. Now, if you're feeling really good, like Mr. Joey here, who has great flexion with the breath, you can come forward and tap. If this is the first time you've done it, feel free to sit back. Now, can you go faster? Faster. Faster. All right, let's sit up. Shake it up. Flip. Awesome. All right. So back to tabletop. And I'm going to demonstrate the first one. Let's take our right leg straight up. Flex that foot. And then I want you to turn your toes away from you. Bring that leg around beside you and lower it down. We're going to do a little bit of weird hip rotation here. What I'd like you to do is take and start to roll your toes up toward the ceiling. That movement's coming from your head. And then down. And roll it back. And down. And back. How's that feel? Okay. You feeling it good? You feeling it? Yeah, you're solid. Good job. All right. Let's do that a couple more times. And then come back to slowness. Keep that foot on the floor. Press into your hands. Press the ground away. Engagement through your center. Lift that leg up. Now, which hand is doing more work here? Push more into the hand on the side where your foot is raising. That's where you're supporting your body. Can you take that other hand and lift? Yes, don't forget to breathe. Go ahead and lower. Come down. Let's come up onto that knee. And we'll do a little low pose here. Turn your toes up. Let's reach for that toe. Eight pose. Back up to the center. And back in tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. Other leg comes straight up high. Push back through that heel. Turn your toes out. Take that leg around. Point it on the floor. Stop to the side. That's pretty good. Wow. All right. Now start to roll your toe up toward the ceiling, but think about making that movement come from your hip, okay? So down. There you go. You feel that in your hip. Can you roll that foot back a little bit more? Okay. Like I said, I don't see that have much mobility in their hip. Couple more. And then go ahead and plant that foot. Push into your arm. Now, whatever side you're on with that leg out to the side, push more into that hand and lift that leg up. Now, can you take that opposite arm? And love it here. Wonderful. You can even do it while you're laughing. Okay, go ahead and put your foot back down. Let's rise up onto that knee. Turn your toes toward the ceiling. And let's go for 8. Reach toward your shin, your foot, whatever you can reach for. Nice stretch down that side of the body. Now pull yourself back up. And come to the mat. Now let's take that leg back. And our hips are going to come up and back for downward facing dog. Take a minute to settle your feet out. Now maybe spread your feet a little bit wider apart. And can you see, there you go, a little pelvic rock. Can you isolate your pelvis here by rocking it back and forth? Just by itself. Beautiful. Great. All right. Let's take that right foot forward between our hands. Left knee comes down, or whatever side you're on. And we're going to stretch through the front line of the head. So lean in. And then walk yourself back. Dig this heel in. Pull back. And then you take the time here. Decide what side needs more attention. Just move back and forth. Great. Gosh, you think you knew what you were doing. All right, next time you come forward, go ahead and pop that back shoulder. Plant your left hand and lift your knee and reach up for a little twist. Bring that hand back down. Right leg comes up and through, back to downward facing dog. And let's repeat again on the other side. Left leg moves forward. And then just walk yourself back and forth. Hamstring stretch. Release the block. Feel okay? Release the back. Keep the forward. And then lean on the back. You want to lock the foot under your hands and push it up. Okay. You need to call out. Oh, okay. It's like an optimum. All right, next time you come forward, let's stay there. Plant that hand, lift the back knee, and reach up first. Foot. Good. And make the way down to the now let's come up onto our tiptoes. Tiptoe yourself forward with your feet to leave your hands forward forward. Inhale, come up to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come on, all the way up. Urdhva. And hands come down to the now I'm going to play another little game. From standing here. I want you to just see how chickens do with burner. So think about being a chicken. You've got gum on your chicken feet. You want to drag your feet back to get the gum. Really push in until you can feel it. Now, as you're doing this, will start to slow down so that you're not actually moving. Your feet are staying on the floor, and you're moving your leg to make that motion to get that gum on your feet. Can you feel that? Okay. All right. Now, both legs at the same time are pulling back. Now, take your fingers, put them in your hip braces here. I want you to lean forward from there. So don't arch your back, your spine is staying long. Your feet are pulling back, trying to get that gum off. And then don't release that tension in your feet. And come down again. Keep pulling back with your feet. Only come down as far as you feel comfortable. Try that a couple more times. Are you feeling that in your hamstring? Are you feeling it anywhere else? Good. Right answer. Ding, ding, ding. Let's do one more. And hold that up. Now, let's all go to the wall. Does everybody have a wall that they can walk up to? You don't have to stay on your mat. Something you can hold on to. Joey, you can probably do this without. It's called a single leg wiggling. So what I'd like you to do, you're going to take that foot that's closest to the wall, and you're going to get that engagement in your foot. Like you're trying to get the thumb on your foot. And you're going to bring it to stillness, still pulling that with that leg. Bring your other leg right in like your thighs are glued together. Lift that foot up. The wall is there only to catch you. So don't try to like lean all your weight on it. Now we're going to do that same hip hinge that we just did. Okay, I can't do this on one foot. Kristen, can you put your legs together, like squeezing your thighs together? There you go. Think about your thighs being glued together. So they're one unit. Let's do one more. and come back up. Turn around and do it again. So, we've got little scratches going. That foot. Get to where you feel solid. Pull back. Thighs glue together. And then you fit. How's that feeling? How are you doing, Chantal? You went through this all once already. My legs were so sore yesterday. Okay, let's do that one more time. Come back up. And then maybe at the back of your neck. Arms are going to come out of it. Let's forward fold. And then walk yourself forward to downward facing dog. Right leg is going to come up and through for a lunge. And come up. You don't have to be fancy for the answer. Maybe walk that back leg. I want you to start to put the weight into the front foot with a little balance if you don't feel comfortable done before you walk over to the wall. So put the weight into the front foot, bring that left leg forward. And then grab your knee and pull it in. Engage that right glute for the standing leg glute to help you maintain your balance. Hold it in. Now let it go. Can you make it stay as close as it was to your torso? Now comes the fun part. Squat. And that standing leg. Come on. Then I come up. Find something to look at. Come back up. A couple more. We're going to play in a minute, I promise. All right, let's stay up. Now, you take that left leg and start to take it around in a circle. And then the other direction. How can you move around a little bit more? You look like a ballet dancer doing that. It's okay to fall. Move that leg around. That standing leg should be talking to you. Use the top part of your body as a balance. A little bit more. And stop that leg back. So lunge. Come down, plant your left hand. Just for a stretch up here. Bring that hand down. Right leg comes back down the shape of the lunge. Pedal a little bit. And then come back to pelvis. Stuff that opposite leg forward. Come with it to a line. Maybe walk that back leg in a little bit. Start to put the weight into your front foot and then bring your knee up. Hold it and squeeze. Engagement in that standing leg glute. Now, release. Can you do a little more? Ooh, we can see what some people's weak side. And then when you're ready, Start to mix it up. So I feel engage that standing leg move. Move around. It's okay if you fall. It's okay if you touch the floor. Try to go in other directions and not just back and forth. Nice save. I think this is everyone's weak side. All right, let's bring that leg back. Hold on. Plant your hand. Take your time. And then bring it hand down and hand down. Take it off. Now let's come up onto our tiptoes. And we're going to tiptoe our feet forward, or you can float forward to meet your hands. Nice movement. Come up into a half lift. And forward fold. Let's reach all the way up into Urdhva Sasana. And then sit back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Go ahead and bring your arms down in front of you. We're concentrating on our lower half here. Now think about pushing your feet into the floor and trying to rip your mat apart. You should feel that engagement turn on in your booty. Yeah. You start to put the weight into your right foot and look out. Just a little. Hold this for a minute. Bring yourself up more. If you keep your toe down, and lower. Yeah, let's do that again. Bring that up. And forward. Roll forward, arms come out and up over the head. Hands. What I'd like you to do is take your right foot and step it back just a little bit. Turn your toes out to the side. Perfect. Like a warrior one kind of stance, short warrior one stance. Front foot. Think about that gum on your foot. Pull that foot back. You can take your fingers, place them in the creases of your hips. Pull this leg back, and we're going to hip flip again. Here it is. Pulling back. And come up. Maybe play with that a couple more times where you're able to feel the engagement there. Maybe a little further to the side. Beautiful. Aren't you glad you signed up for this event? Come back up. Step over, step back, hold. Reach on. Hinge, forward fold. Step it back to down dog. Now let's take that muscle forward. Follow that, right? Forward fold. Come up for a half fold. Forward fold. Out and up. Take a deep breath. Good. Use your glutes. Rip the mat apart with your feet. Bring your hands around the heart. You sit up on the palm. Okay. Doesn't have to be a deep chair. Start to put the weight into your right foot. Let's lift that left leg up. And then we're going to kick back. So warrior three. Go with it. Take your time. Engage in that glute. Kick back through that back heel. If you're not feeling it today, you can take a pause. And come into standing split. If you're not feeling balancy today, that's okay. And to a standing position. Well, to do our pyramid on the other side. Right foot forward. Left leg back. Pull that right foot back. Feel that engagement. Thumb is stuck to your foot. All right. Definitely. Couple more times. Last one. As you come up, step your back foot forward. Let's come into a forward fold. Plant your hand, step yourself back to balance. Take a minute or a breath. And then you can tiptoe, walk, hop, or step it forward. Go forward fold. Come up for a half loop. And then let's rise all the way up. Utkatasana chair. Nice and tall. Hands come back to our side. Rip the mat apart with your feet. Feel that engagement turn on in your booty. Now, and you start to lift up that right foot. Get your balance. And if and when you're ready, you come back to warrior three or standing split, whatever works for you. Beautiful. When you're done, you're done. Make your way back up to a standing position. Arms out up. Let's forward fold. Plant your hand, walk it back to downward facing dog. Take a minute here to stretch your legs however you need to. We worked hard on that today. Now, I want you to think about starting to walk your hands back toward your feet. As your feet come down to the floor, you can maybe step them out a little bit. We're going to come into a squat. You're going to need to take your booty away from the wall a little bit. Come all the way down. Now, you come all the way down. Down, down, and hit. No, I shouldn't say hit. Come down to the floor without making too much of a pause. That wall is there. All right, go ahead and scoot yourself forward. Come down onto your back. Now let's take right ankle over left knee and lay down on your back. I just want to look at your feet. We'll figure four here. Go ahead and push that right thigh away from you. And then if you're feeling it, go ahead and lift that left foot off the floor. Bring it towards you. If you had it, you want to use your hand to grab the back of that left thigh. Go for it. Oh, that's so fun. Push that side, when you're ready, pull that knee towards you. Nice stretch in the hips. Release yourself out of that. Take a moment here if you'd like to come into any other stretch, maybe a happy baby. Otherwise, go ahead and find your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take as much time as you need in Shavasana. I am going to leave you all with this. I don't think we need to record Shavasana. But I would like to say thank you to all of you for